Hello and welcome. So, today we're going to break down the absolute essentials for having a real, actual conversation in Portuguese. We're talking about the key that unlocks everything: how to ask questions.
I mean, let's be honest. You can't have a real back and forth if you're only making statements, right? If you really want to connect with people, you've got to be able to ask them things. And that's exactly what we're going to get the hang of in the next few minutes.
Okay, let's just dive right in. And you know what? You might be surprised by how simple this really is. You don't need some massive vocabulary to get going. In fact, it all boils down to just 7 key words. That's it. And these will open up a whole world of conversation for you. So let's do it. We're going to start with the foundation, what I like to call the big 3. These are the question words you're going to use all the time, every single day. They're your go-to for asking about things, places, and time. First up, we've got okay. Let's say that together. O quê? It just means what. Simple as that. You use this whenever you want to ask about a thing, an idea, an action. It's incredibly useful. For example, you might ask someone, O que você está fazendo? That just means, what are you doing? See how okay pops right in at the beginning, just like in English? It's a perfect, everyday question to find out what's going on.
Next up, quando. Let's get that pronunciation. Quando. Now this one is all about time. Anytime you need to know the when of something, this is the word you're looking for. A classic example you could use is, Quando é o seu aniversário? Or, when is your birthday? It's super friendly, a really common question, and a perfect way to use quando to get to know somebody a little better.
And rounding out our core 3 is onde. Say it like onde. This one means where, and you guessed it, this is your key to asking about any kind of location or place.
So probably one of the first questions you'll ask someone is, Onde você mora? You're just asking, where do you live? It's a really fundamental way to use onde and learn a bit more about someone.
All right, so you've got the core 3 down. Now we can start to get a bit more specific. These next few words are going to let us move beyond just what, where, and when, and start asking about people, making choices, and even who owns what.
So, let's talk about people. The word for who is quem. It's got that K sound at the start, quem. Anytime your question is about a person, this is the word you're going to reach for.
For instance, you could ask, Quem é seu professor? That's just, who is your teacher? Super direct, super simple way to use quem to figure out who someone is. Okay, but what if you want to ask about a choice, between a few different options? For that, you need the word qual. Qual translates best as which, and it always implies you're making a selection from a group.
A really fun way to use this is to ask, ¿Cuál es su filme favorito? Which is your favorite movie. You're asking someone to pick just one favorite out of all the movies in the world. A fantastic conversation starter.
Now this next one is a little different because it's actually a 2-word phrase. Pay close attention here. It's de quem. Now literally that means of who, but we always translate it as whose. You use it to ask about ownership.
For example, de quem é esse livro? That means, whose book is this? Just imagine you find a book on a table and you want to know who it belongs to. That is the perfect moment to use de quem.
We've got one last super important word to cover. This one isn't about what or where or who, it's about the process. It's about the way something is done. And that word is como. You use como to ask how. It's all about the method, the manner, the way something happens, or the way something is done.
And here's the perfect example, and one that's pretty relevant for you, right? Como você aprendeu português? Or, how did you learn Portuguese? This is a question you'll hopefully get asked and be able to answer very, very soon. A perfect use of como to ask about a process.
And that's it. Just like that, you've got yourself a complete toolkit for asking pretty much any basic question you can think of. Let's do a super quick review, just to see all your new tools in one place.
And here they are all together. Just take a second and look at that. This is your toolkit. From asking what with okay, all the way to asking how with como, these 7 words and phrases are your ticket. They are going to let you start real, meaningful conversations in Portuguese. If you can master these, you are ready to go. So that really only leaves one final question for you. Now that you've got this powerful new toolkit, you're ready to get out there and get curious. So, what are you going to ask first?